It's cold outside. Welcome back to my channel. Um, it's sort of like me welcoming myself back. I just want to talk about little things for a little bit of time. First off, okay, talk about music and TV. No movies. I haven't seen movies in a while. Sorry. Maybe. And then we're gonna talk about a little bit of movies. Anyways, no books. No books. No books today. That's it. So starting off with music. I listen to this British Carpenter's album. It's good. I'm listening to Jorge. I forget his last name. And if he has two names, I'm sorry. I forget that as well. I'm listening to, in the middle of listening to it, it's already out. Sorry. It's called like the Epic Saga or whatever. It's like some sort of musical theater concept albums for this Iliad show. I believe it's the Iliad. Not bad. They get better. My favorite right now is definitely the one with Circe. I don't know. Magician, I don't know, whatever. It's pink and purple right now. It's fine. Not loving it a lot, but also enjoying it is the review. I listened to the Post Malone album. That was fine. Everything else recently, I forget exactly if I whatever when I last talked to you. Moving on. I'm looking to the future. There's no music I'm looking to right now. Also, there's not really many releases in December. Listen to Christmas music. By the way, hold on. And nothing really in January and February, as I know of. I might know. I might know of a few things, but I forget what they are. On that topic, favorite Christmas songs in possible order. I think it's Last Christmas. I had a third one, but up there also is White Christmas by the Drifters. Blue Christmas by Elvis goes in number 3, or just Blue Christmas. Going on to, let's go into movies, because we're talking about music first, I believe. Movies, I haven't seen much. I don't know if I mentioned Saturday Night last time I saw you guys. I think Saturday Night is a good movie. You should see it. And it's not bad, but it is literally just kind of a funny, even though they probably are just because they are funny, kind of retelling of just the 90 minutes before notification. Sorry, I'm on my phone. Before Saturday Night Live started, and when in 1975, it's pretty cool because it came out exactly 50 years right after it started. I'm like, well, let's take that into the TV. Oh, no. We're gonna take that into the TV section soon. Have not seen Wicked yet. Have not seen Glad 2 yet. It is award season, and hold on. I'm looking at all of these movies, like Gladiator 2. Like, I mean, I would have loved to see Longlegs. There were so many movies this year I would have loved to see. I just don't think I'll get the chance to. And anyways, what else is out there? Sing Sing, Anora, Conclave. I want to see all these movies, but I think I'm gonna try to see Wicked first whenever I get back from Christmas break. Pretty busy right now. I think that's about it for movies right now. I'm seeing lots of Wicked on my For You page. I love that Ethan Slater Waking for Me song. So, you know, the Jennifer Hudson show apparently does like walkout songs for the people they have. It's fine. This one is probably their best song, but I'm not big in the Jennifer Hudson show fandom. So what else? So we talk about music. We got movies. Let's get into TV. I guess quickly for books. Have not read much of this. This is what I'm still reading. It's taken me a long time because it's a big book, but I am now over halfway done. Look at that. And then we're going to get more into comics and read a little faster soon. Hopefully we'll get into that. I don't know. Hopefully I'm speaking loud enough. I'm just speaking kind of quietly because I don't need to be really passionate right now. I'm just low-key talking to you guys. Sorry, before getting to TV, because there's lots of TV I need to talk about. I know I'm going to rant on that. I'm going to talk about video games for a little bit. I'm looking at Marvel Rivals, and I don't have a new console. And I also don't have a Windows computer with me, so there's no real way to play that, unfortunately. But that looks so good. I'm seeing lots of content about that online. I'm playing a little bit of Minecraft. I'm playing Pop Tropic on board. Like, there's a way to play the old Pop Tropic. That was a big game when I was younger. I love that game. Anyways, now on to TV. Right? I'm watching Game of Thrones for the first time. Please don't spoil it with my roommate. I'm watching Game of Thrones. It's great. Love it. I mean, I know these are popular opinions, but I think Arya and Jon are the best. I mean, I like Tyrion, but it's like he's also Lannister. What else? I'm taking a break. I started playing with the Penguin with my roommate, but he just wants to watch Game of Thrones, and I'm just really busy right now, so I can't do either. And my Max subscription ended, so it's gonna just take me a longer to get to that. What else? I'm almost done with The Wild season 2, which is pretty exciting. What else? I'm watching a little bit of The Flash just to completionist it. I'm seeing a little bit more of the X-Men 90 series, as I have been for a very long time. And alongside that, I'm watching Heartstopper season 1. I don't know if I mentioned this to you already. And another JJK season 1 as well. And a little bit of Barry, but as well, I need to catch up with that somewhere else because my Max subscription ended. I'm going to watch Dune Part 1 soon. Don't know why I didn't mention that movie section, but I am very excited for all this. Also, coming out that I am liking and kind of enjoying. Let me give you my real opinions on stuff that is actually currently coming out. Oldest to newest, we got Dawn to Dawn. It's an anime, it's a shonen. It's very good. It's very silly. The animation is wonderful, very funny, but also very heart-touching. It's a little bit of romance. It's a little sci-fi. It's a little ghosty. It's a little where my balls go. I'm not even joking with you. That's like a plot of the show. I'm watching lots of edits on TikTok just about that and other things in general. Sports edits. I don't know if it's like on everyone's free page, but they're really popping off in mine right now. Sometimes I go through like seasons of that. Anyways, we're done with that pause. Skeleton Crew came out this past Monday. Going to be airing on Tuesdays. I don't know why exactly they did that. The premiere caught me just enough to be interested. I think it is new and it is unique, and that is why I like it, and I want to keep watching it and supporting it. I do not hate it at all, but the first 2 episodes did not go at the pace I would have liked them to go at. It is not a big criticism because I am generally enjoying it. I think it's pretty well made, right? No problems with the kids. The dialogue in the first episode, and this was not limited to the kids at all, just was not the best, but very fun, very intriguing. It gets more intriguing in the second episode, but not much still to drive the plot forward. It's like, we're going to give you these plot points, and there we go. I think their droid, SM-33, is very awesome. One of my favorite droids in a while, but also what droids don't I like. I definitely think we'll talk about SM-33 in a little bit later, because I need to keep talking about this show. I think Neil, I'm just supporting Neil, the character, if you've seen Skeleton Crew. Oh, hold on. Let's talk about the next show, and then we'll talk a little bit more about these other shows, like in depth. We'll go ranting about these other shows in a second. Creature Commandos. I'm seeing that. I really recommend it. Some people have their gripes with it. I really don't mind. I think one thing to consider, like to actually consider, is that Creature Commandos is generally another Suicide Squad format kind of thing, but it is kind of a sequel to Peacemaker Season 1 and Suicide Squad in a way. Now, hold on when I say that. If you haven't seen those, do not worry at all, because they are not canon technically to the DCU. Hold on, pause. Let's go back to that in a moment. We're about to finish up this recap of things I've been watching. So anyways, do I recommend it? Yes, we're going to talk about that in a moment after we talk about Skeleton Crew and maybe something else. Anyways, Skeleton Crew, pause, Creature Commandos. All the characters are wonderful. It is funny. It is cool. The action is awesome. I think I like how he uses the music and the soundtrack personally, and is it as good as Invincible or X-Men 97 yet? No. Have I heard it might get there later? Yes. That is about it. I definitely, if you enjoyed, I'm saying I recommend this if you enjoyed, especially the Suicide Squad or Peacemaker Season 1, anything that like James Gunn writes. If you have enjoyed anything that James Gunn has written, you should watch this. I do think that it is. All right, we'll talk about that later. You ready? We're gonna go in depth. I'm not gonna really spoil it too much, but I'm gonna talk about things more in depth. That's basically the end of the video, in and of itself. There's really not much more I want to talk about stay if you want me to hear me talk about Skeleton Crew and the Creature Commandos more. Otherwise, you're fine to leave. I just want to talk about these things a little more. That's what I've been watching. That's what I'm recommending to you. Quickly, if you left already, it's fine. I've been watching Saturday Night Live, the season 50 while it's airing. I think it's pretty cool. This is the first SNL season I've seen live, and that's about it. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting to know the people. Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything to really compare it to, so I don't know if I can really recommend it either. I mean, yeah. I think you should watch an SNL episode live at one point in your life. That is what I can recommend. It is an enjoyable experience. Anything else? Absolute Cinema. No, I think that's it. I feel like I was watching another show, though. No, that's it. I covered it all. So, let's go back to Skeleton Crew. I talked about the first episode of pretty much I've heard. No, we're going to talk about that later. So, she's episode 2. It was cool, right? KD, I think is the other girl's name. She's cool. I want to see more of her. And what's his name? Wim. I think it's an interesting name. I need to see more of him. Like, at first I liked him the first episode because I'm like, oh, whoa, he's literally a Gryffindor. Like, he just wants to explore and have fun. Yeah, that's me. He has, like, ADHD or something. It's cool. And I'll talk about Neil for a second. I think Neil is awesome, but I need a reason to love him still. The kid I love the most right now is Fern, which is also just, like, almost a normal name to be a Star Wars character. But it's fine. Otherwise, like, I need more from these characters. Fern is fine right now, and I want to know more about this mystery, and I've heard theories that it's connected to, I'm not spoiling too much right now, I've heard theories that this could be connected to High Republic, but they also said Old Republic. Oh, that's a spoiler. Sorry. And that might be KOTOR. I have not seen or played much KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. Wish it tied into High Republic because I want to know more about that. And the Acolyte, as much as people have their complaints about it, I think it was really cool to see, spoiler, in that cave. It was cool to see the Republic before it was in the prequel series. It was cool to see different kinds of colors of lightsabers, different lightsabers. Cool to see lots of Jedi at once. I think that I like that kind of stuff, and as I said, I'm reading this book, and I would love more lore about this kind of stuff that I do not have to read. So, if it's that spoiler I said earlier, that's not the High Republic, that's fine. Because it's still more lore to learn about, and we're integrating more lore into this series, to this series as we're expanding this, because I'm talking about my opinion of the Star Wars universe as a whole. After this, I think we're going to go back to the characters. I said I know which one more of them. There's the thing we see at the end of that second episode. That's like, okay, sure, but why does that matter? Like, I need more character from that character later, and I also, like, want to see how all the kids interact with that character, and there's theories that are very believable as that character being the masked figure in the opening scene of episode 1, sorry, and, like, yeah, I believe them, because that just makes a lot of sense, but why is that important? I don't know why that's important. On to Creature Commandos. All the characters are awesome. I think, hold on. I think that G.I. Robot is really cool. I think the lore we got about the Bride is awesome, and I love more of both the Bride and Frankenstein, right? And I want more lore about everybody, and I don't think, spoiler alert, skip 5 seconds or 10 seconds, I don't think they're dead, because why would you do that? But also, that was an awesome ending for the second episode. Regardless of if that happened or not. And yeah, I can't wait to see more characters. I love how they're starting the lore and stuff. Let's talk about first, because I started this conversation earlier. The DCU and stuff, like, hold on, gonna go back to just the Creature Commandos thing. You basically, I don't know when I said this and what I'm trying to talk about, but I'm just gonna talk about this anyways because I started talking about it earlier. You're gonna know what I'm talking about. Sorry. It mentions. When was I trying to talk about this? Oh, I just said it's kind of a sequel, not really though, to the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker 1. It mentions stuff that happened there, but the whole thing is this really is sort of the DCU. You're supposed to not watch anything before this. You should watch this no matter what. That is like end of sentence. You should not feel forced to watch anything before this. Maybe after this, if you're free and you want to, you can watch the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker Season 1 if you have not yet already. But I think, I know they're not necessary. You're going to hear references to these things, but that's how dialogue works. If you watch a movie that isn't related to anything, but they talk about stuff that happened in the past, yeah, like that's backstory. It's just simply backstory. It's not... Movies world has got people to be like, if they mention what happens in the past movie and you haven't seen that, you have to watch that. And it's like, you don't. Like, you can if you want to, but people should be making movies, and this is how this show is made, where if it mentions something that happened in the past, that's literally just backstory. You can go and watch the reference if you want to, but not necessary. And that's the whole thing. I want to talk about this. And by the way, Peacemaker Season 1 and the Suicide Squad are regarded as light canon, which means that's not full canon, baby. Like, it's, especially with Peacemaker Season 1, spoiler alert, it's been over 3 years. When the Justice League show up at the end, that's not canon. Everything else, primarily, as we know, is basically going to be canon. And from the Suicide Squad, I don't even know if there's much references to anybody else in the DCEU, besides maybe a small reference to Birds of Prey, but that's even a reference that, again, you don't have to consider. Just watch the movie as it is, and if there's any reference to anything else, that's backstory, baby. So those two things are canon, as we know, like light canon, but you don't have to watch it because this is the DCU and not the DCEU. Those things were DCEU, right? Speaking of, I've heard a theory, and we're going to go theory section real quick. Let's go first, Skeleton Crew. Going to go back. I had a theory. Oh, no, I already talked about that theory. Sorry. No, I don't even think I heard this theory. I think I made this up on my own. That Peacemaker Season 2 is going to have like a subtitle. Because if you call it Peacemaker Season 2, while it is really connected to Peacemaker Season 1, maybe it might not be the best for your PR brand to be like, Peacemaker Season 2, DCEU, should I watch DCU? Should I watch the DCEU first? No. I think it would be really nice if it had a subtitle. So we know it is technically a Season 2, but also so it can have its own title. You know what I mean? I think that would be really cool and nice. I don't care. Also, on the DCU front, I think, why don't they have their own DC Studios Instagram or Twitter or social media? Yeah, social media. Because Marvel does, and it's really like easy to keep track of that stuff. Anything for for Creature Commandos and Superman, the movie, are posted on the Superman account and the DC account, and maybe James Gunn's if he's tied to it a little bit. And that's just, like, in my opinion, it's not fun. Because, I mean, sure, Kevin Feige doesn't have social media, and he doesn't have to. But he's not going to be on every single post. Even if he's directing a movie, like, they're not going to put, sorry to references, but, like, Taika Waititi, he's like, I know just because he's active on social media, like, they're not going to, like, make him one of the posters, you know, people that post a post of a Thor: Love and Thunder post. No. And yes, they will post, Marvel will do things where they will, like, take, sorry, let's go back a little bit to, like, all the Deadpool and Wolverine stuff. They would post some of that stuff on, like, a specific Deadpool account as well as a X-Men or a Wolverine account, right? And that's just how it worked, and that's cool, that's synergy. Like, okay, I get posting on the Superman page, and I get posting on the DC page because, like, Marvel would post things at the same time as, like, on the Marvel account as well, but it's just so much easier to just, okay, I like DC Studios, let me follow a DC Studios page to at least maybe get, like, or even a DCU. I think it's so much easier. on social media. I just think that's what you should do. Finally, I was going to talk about technology. I'm generally enjoying the iOS 18 update. I do not have the Apple Intelligence previews and Apple Intelligence, but I think everything else, the UI is good, and I don't need AI at all. That's it. Watch Creature Commandos. Watch the Skeleton Crew. I think they're good. We should support the new, unique things. Also movies this year. Like, there's top 10 besides Wicked are all sequels, and even Wicked's tied to lots of IP. So, I want to mention, if you try to make it a goal of yourself to see one movie each year. Totally great if it's more. That's not a sequel, and especially it's not connected to an intellectual property. I know myself. Those are like not the most, like, when I see Inside Out, I feel like I need to see that in theaters because everyone's gonna be talking about it because it's popular, and if I don't see it in theaters right away, I'm gonna be left behind in the conversation. It goes with like all sequels and all intellectual property things because people like to talk about those stuff online. But I think we should be starting to talk about things that are not tied to intellectual property online because it's just fun movies. You know what I mean? And even if it's like a 7 out of 10, that's still an enjoyable experience. It should be an enjoyable experience that you can talk to with your friends. And then you got to discover new actors, discover a new director, and hear a new story. I just think that's wonderful. So I think we should be doing that because it's great. And then we can boost those movies in the box office so it doesn't look like shit, right? 2022 they had really great movies that like were popular in the Best Picture nominations. And I don't know if we're going to get that again. Because we haven't been having... Anyways, I'm not here to talk about that. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day. I said, support original things. Watch Skeleton Crew, watch Creature Commandos. I know those are tied to intellectual property, but still. Even like... But then, they're not like a something too. You know what I mean? So anyways, read a book. Listen to music, especially new music. Support that shit. What else? Yeah, that's about it, really. Have a great day. Bye. See ya.